Could you go back and repeat the same question one more time?
Sure. Here's the question again. Question 2. Which of the following concepts are associated with Saussure? I, synchronic 3, universal grammar 4. Signified A, I, and 2 only, B, 2, and 4 only, C, I, 2, and 3 only, D, I, 2, and 4 only. What's your answer?
Well, the concepts that are associated with Saussure are syntagmatic, paradigmatic, synchronic, diachronic, and signifier signified.
Or is associated with the concepts of syntagmatic, synchronic, and signified. Ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Question 3. Which of the following are instances of functional categories? I, adjective 3, subject 4, adjunct, AI, and 4, B, 2, and 4, C, 3. D, what's your answer?
So the options mentioned are adverb, adjective, subject, and adjunct. Now it asks whether what are the instances of the functional category. So the functional category is like, it's different from the lexical category. Now there's a difference between the functional and lexical category. That's the gist of the question. So I don't understand why the answer to this question is subject and adjunct, because subject and adjunct they do seem to be like the lexical belonging to the lexical categories, or maybe I'm not sure. So the answer is subject and adjunct, but I don't know why. So could you please provide me an explanation to why that is the way it is?
Sure, I can explain. Functional categories are elements that help structure sentences and often include parts of speech like determiners, auxiliaries, and prepositions. They're different from lexical categories, which are content words like nouns, verbs, and adjectives. In the question, subject and adjunct are functional categories because they help define the grammatical structure of a sentence. The subject is a functional category that indicates what the sentence is about, while the adjunct provides additional information about the subject, verb, but doesn't change the fundamental structure of the sentence. Adverbs and adjectives are typically considered lexical categories because they add meaning to content words like verbs and nouns. So the correct answer is C, 3 and 4, subject and adjunct, as they pertain to sentence structure rather than content.
Now move on to the next question. Find the correct order: allophone, allomorph, morpheme, phoneme. So the first or the smallest should be allophone. The next should be phoneme, and then should be allomorph, and then morpheme.
It looks like there's a slight mix-up in your order. Here's the correct order. 1, phone, 2, allophone, 3, allomorph, 4, morpheme. So the right sequence is phoneme, allophone, allomorph, morpheme. The correct answer to the question is B, allophone, phoneme, allomorph, morpheme.
Move on to the next one.
Question 5. Find the correct order. A, Panini, Saussure, Halliday, Jesperson. B, Panini, Saussure, Jesperson, Halliday. C, Panini, Jesperson, Saussure, Halliday. D, Panini, Saussure, Halliday, Jesperson. What's your answer?
Panini is the oldest, followed by Jesperson, and then Saussure, and then Halliday. But I don't know why that is the correct answer. Could you elaborate more on why is this the correct answer to the question? Why is the order the way it is?
Certainly. Here's the correct historical order and some context for each scholar. 1. Panini, circa 5th century BCE, an ancient Sanskrit grammarian who laid the groundwork for structural linguistics. 2. Jesperson, 1862 to 1942, a Danish linguist known for his work on the development of modern grammar. 3. Saussure, 1857 to 1913, a Swiss linguist whose ideas on structuralism revolutionized the study of language. 4. Halliday, 1925 to 2008, a British linguist known for his work on systemic functional linguistics. The order is based on their historical contributions to the field of linguistics. Panini's work is the earliest, followed by Jesperson, Saussure, and Halliday, who worked in recent times. So the correct answer is C. Panini, Jesperson, Saussure, Halliday.
Move on to the next question. Prescriptive. Prescriptive is, it denotes purity of a language. Let's move on to the next question.
Question 7. Assertion 9. Since language plays a role in various fields of human activity, the discipline of linguistics has a relevance for studying power relations among social groups. Assertion 2. Linguistics has no relevance for political studies. A. Both I and 2 are true. B. Both I and 2 are false. C. I is true, but 2 is false. D. I is false, but 2 is true. What's your answer?
I is true, but 2 is false. Move on to the next one.
Question 8. Assertion. I. Since the spoken form of language is its primary form, modern linguistics is more scientific when compared to traditional linguistic studies. Assertion 2. Traditional linguistic studies paid more attention to the written form of language. A. Both I and 2 are false. B. I is true, but 2 is false. C. Both I and 2 are true. D. I is false, but 2 is true. What's your answer?
Both are true. Move on to the next question.
Question 9. Voiceless sounds are produced when A. Glottis is narrowed and arytenoids are kept apart. B. Glottis is in vibration and arytenoids are kept tightly together. C. Glottis is closed and arytenoids are held together. D. Glottis is open and arytenoids are kept apart. What's your answer?
Glottis is open and arytenoids are kept apart. That's when the voiceless sounds are produced.
That's correct. The voiceless sounds are produced when the glottis is open and the arytenoids are kept apart. Now let's move on to the next question.
Yeah, sure.
Question 10. Chest pulse is related to A. Stress, B. Syllable, C. Voice, D. Nasality. What's your answer?
You need to explain me this relation of the correct answer here should be syllable. Now you need to explain why chest pulse is related to syllable.
Sure. The term chest pulse refers to the rhythmic beat or pulse we feel in our chest when producing certain sounds. In phonetics, it's related to the concept of syllable because a syllable typically has a that can be felt physically. This is different from stress, voice, or nasality, which involve other aspects of speech production. So in the context of phonetics, chest pulse aligns with how syllables often have a noticeable rhythmic or stressed component. Hence, the correct answer is B. Syllable.
Can you make me understand the same thing in simpler terms?
Absolutely. Think of a syllable as a beat in a word. Just like you feel a pulse or beat in your chest when you tap your hand, each syllable has a sort of pulse or emphasis in speech. This is why chest pulse is related to syllable. Both involve the rhythmic parts of speech.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Question 11. Assertion 9. In the articulation of laterals, the central part of the tongue is in contact and there is close approximation. Assertion 2. In the articulation of R sounds, the sides of the tongue are in contact and there is open approximation. AI is true and 2 is false. BI is false and 2 is true. C, both I and 2 are false. D, both and 2 are true. What's your answer?
I is false, but 2 is true. Now you need to explain me why is that so?
In articulatory phonetics, for laterals, L sound, the central part of the tongue is lowered, creating a channel along the sides where air flows. This means the tongue sides are in contact with the roof of the mouth, not the central part. So assertion I is incorrect. For R sounds, like the R in red, the sides of the tongue are indeed in contact, but with some gap or open approximation in the middle. This makes assertion 2 correct. Therefore, the correct answer is B. I is false and 2 is true.
Okay, so please explain me one more time what happens with the, the lateral sounds.
Sure, for lateral sounds, like the L in lake, the middle of the tongue is lowered to create a channel. This allows air to flow around the sides of the tongue, which are pressed against the roof of the mouth. So the sides of the tongue are in contact with the roof of the mouth, not the middle.
So why is this assertion an incorrect statement? I mean, okay, I understand that lateral sounds during the production of the lateral sounds, the central part of the tongue is not in contact, but some other part, and there is close approximation. What does how far is that correct? What is like truly, does it have close approximation or does it have open approximation? The lateral sounds. That's what I'm talking about. So explain me in detail, in simpler terms.
For lateral sounds like L, here's a clearer breakdown. 1. Tongue position. When producing a lateral sound, the sides of your tongue press against the roof of your mouth. The middle part of the tongue is lowered, so there's a gap in the center where the air flows. 2. Approximation. The term approximation refers to how close parts of the mouth are to each other. In lateral sounds, the sides of the tongue are close to the roof of the mouth, but there is a noticeable gap in the middle where the air escapes. This isn't as tight or close as some other sounds, which is why we describe it as having open approximation in the middle, not close approximation. So assertion I is incorrect because it suggests the central part of the tongue is in contact, which isn't true for lateral sounds. Instead, it's the sides of the tongue that make contact, and there's a gap in the middle where air flows.
So there's a gap in the production of the lateral sounds. The sides of the tongue. So there's a gap between the tongue and the roof of the mouth in the production of the lateral sounds, and that's the reason why um, close approximation is.
Yes, that's correct. In lateral sounds, there's a gap in the middle of the tongue, allowing air to flow along the sides. The sides of the tongue are close to the roof of the mouth, but there's an open space in the middle. This open gap is why lateral sounds have open approximation, not close approximation.
And what about the R sounds that we just discussed? R sounds.
For R sounds, like the R in red, the tongue behaves differently. 1. Tongue position.
Yeah.
The sides of the tongue make contact with the roof of the mouth, but the central part doesn't touch the roof as closely. Instead, there's an open space in the middle where the air flows. 2. Approximation. This creates an open approximation because there's a gap in the middle of the tongue while the sides are pressed against the roof of the mouth. This is different from having a close approximation where the contact is more complete. So for R sounds, the articulation involves a similar open gap in the middle, which is why assertion 2 was correct.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
The next question is, tone is the property of a sentence, phoneme, word, feature. What do you think is the correct answer?
Tone is a property of a word.
Tone is a property of a word.
Yeah. So why is
Great. Now, let's move on to the next question.
These are double consonants. Now explain me why is that an example of a double consonant? Explain it to me.
In words like bookcase and this Sunday, the junctions between the words contain clusters of consonants. In these cases, the consonants are pronounced together as a group without a vowel separating. This clustering creates a double consonant effect, where two or more consonant sounds are articulated together at the boundary between words.
Can you repeat that same thing one more time?
Certainly, in phrases like bookcase and this Sunday, the consonants at the junction of the words are pronounced together in a cluster. This means the consonants blend without a vowel separating them, making it sound like a double consonant, where multiple consonant sounds are grouped together at the word boundary.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
The next question is, semivowels are related to vowels in the same way as nasals, and liquids are related to syllabic nasals and liquids. The difference lies in the value for the feature: sonorant, consonantal, voiced, syllabic. What's your answer?
Well, the correct answer is syllabic, but make me understand why is it so?
Semivowels and vowels are related because both involve similar vocal tract configurations, but semivowels are less sonorous and function as consonants. The key difference is that semivowels don't form syllables on their own, unlike vowels. The same applies to nasals and liquids. Nasals and liquids are more sonorous and can form syllables, whereas their syllabic counterparts, like syllabic nasals or liquids, fully act as syllables. So the difference here is in the feature of syllabicity, whether or not it can function as a syllable. Semivowels are not syllabic, while vowels are. And similarly, syllabic nasals and liquids are more sonorous than their non-syllabic counterparts.
Can you explain that to me in simpler terms before explaining that into the way you just did? Like a complex explanation. So a simpler explanation followed by a complex explanation.
Sure, simpler explanation. Semivowels are like vowels, but less strong, so they can't make a syllable on their own. The difference between semivowels and vowels is that vowels can be syllables, while semivowels can't. Similarly, nasals and liquids can be syllables, but they're non-syllabic forms like semivowels can't. Complex explanation. Semivowels and vowels both involve similar articulatory positions in the mouth, but semivowels function as consonants due to their reduced sonority. Vowels are fully syllabic, meaning they can form the nucleus of a syllable. In contrast, semivowels cannot form syllables by themselves. This is analogous to nasals and liquids, which can also be syllabic, like syllabic nasals and liquids, versus their non-syllabic counterparts. The distinction in the feature of syllabicity shows whether a sound can function as a syllable or not.
Please, please formulate a text file, a simple text file of what you just discussed and leave it in the chat box.
Here's a simple text file summarizing the explanation. Understanding semivowels and syllabicity. Simpler explanation. Semivowels are like vowels, but less strong, so they can't make a syllable on their own. The difference between semivowels and vowels is that vowels can be syllables, while semivowels can't. Similarly, nasals and liquids can be syllables, but they're non-syllabic forms like semivowels can't. Complex explanation. Semivowels and vowels both involve similar articulatory positions in the mouth, but semivowels function as consonants due to their reduced sonority. Vowels are fully syllabic, meaning they can form the nucleus syllables and liquids versus their non-syllabic counterparts. The distinction in the feature of syllabicity shows whether a sound can function as a syllable or not.
All right, move on to the next question.
Here's the next question. The process of segment deletion in the initial position of a word is known as?
I can do that question on my own. Can you like? Is there a next question, or is it over? Okay.